And good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Josh Engel. Today is Tuesday, December 5th. And today we have some special guests in the studio with us today. No stranger to Community Voice, we have Patrick Yuran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy. And we also have his partner on a brand new project that they've been working on now for quite some time. It's a brand new, as in we're going to be announcing it today. We have Doug Chanselle-Hary. He is the Director of Solutions Success at Custom Ink in Sparks, Nevada. Patrick and Doug have been friends for quite some time, and that friendship has culminated in a brand new professional theater endeavor called The Real Theater. If you've been keeping up with Patrick's posts on Facebook recently, you were seeing the build-up. You may have heard some of the commercials today for their launch. We're excited to celebrate the launch of The Real Theater. We're going to talk about all that and a lot more. But first, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Josh. How are you doing?
Very, very well. Thank you, Doug, for flying in this morning for the show.
Yeah.
Very glad to have you in the studio. And also, I want to take a minute to thank both of these gentlemen for this beautiful leather tumbler for The Real Theater. Inspiration for future guests. Can't go wrong with bringing some goodies. Very, very nice. Love the graphic design. So, let's just jump right into it. If we could, let's discuss backgrounds a bit and maybe a bit of your personal story as friends and professionals. We'll start with Patrick.
Sure. Excellent. Well, I think a lot of people already know me here as the head of school for Oak Mountain Academy and know my educational background. And I think at this point, a lot of people probably know me from some of the work that I've done here in theater at the Cultural Arts Center. But I actually started my professional career in theater many, many years ago, and I've had a great opportunity to work as a performer, a director, a producer, and as a designer in theater. And it has always been a passion of mine, and so it's a real dream to be able to get back into the professional world of theater. And Doug and I have had an opportunity to work together many times over the last 30 years, and it is a true dream of mine to have an opportunity to be able to work with him on this project. And so for many years, we've always said, what if? And if we ever do, it's going to be together. And so it's a true dream to be able to partner with him to build this company from the ground up. And so I'm excited that he's flown in to be a part of this launch today and to be a part of this journey. And there are great things to come with him on this project.
Excellent. Doug, same question. Could you give us a bit about your background and maybe a bit about how you and Patrick met?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for all the compliments. I don't know that I can live up to all of that.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah. Same for me. I started my professional career in the theater, just about 30 years ago, a little over 30 years ago now, and also as an actor and a director, a producer, and a teacher. I currently am in the business world, business profession, and I think the combination right now of what I've been doing in the professional world as a business professional combined with my passion and love for the theater just brings me to a point in my life where I think it's going to be a really interesting time to step back in and see what we can do here. And of course, the same for me is with Patrick. My 30 years ago, I guess we can go back to how Patrick and I met, which was in a cold, wintry parking lot in Montana. We were both at the University of Montana at the time, and we walked out of the Montana Repertory Theater one night, and we went to our cars. We stood there for about 3 hours just chatting about theater and our lives and who we were, and that was the beginning spark of really this friendship, and now a business relationship that we feel is just the culmination of something that we've been growing towards for years and years and years. I'm very, very excited about the possibility of what this brings. I think Patrick and I have really great and similar sensibilities about the quality of work we want to do and how we want to proceed as a professional theater company in this community, and so I'm just really excited for the opportunities here.
Well, that leads me into the next question perfectly. Patrick, why start a professional regional theater company now and in Carrollton?
Well, for me personally, I guess the question would be, why not now? You reach a certain point in your life where you just don't have to make a choice anymore. And one of the things that I have been able to really identify for myself are what my passions are in life, and I really love education. So I've had the great joy of being able to follow that dream and that passion all the way to the top by being a head of school, and I love being a head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, and I love the idea of being able to continue to be a head of school at Oak Mountain Academy while also fulfilling this passion of working in the performing arts. And so having the opportunity to start this company with Doug and fulfill that dream and that passion of running a performing arts professional regional theater in Carrollton and not have to choose between the two and be able to do both at the same time is really the reason why now. So we're going to do it. And in Carrollton, it's a great opportunity for the community. You know, I grew up in this town, and this community is really special to me. And if it wasn't for the people in the community and the opportunities that I got here when I was a kid, I would never have followed that journey that launched that passion for the performing arts. And so it really is important for me to give back. You know, service is very important to me. I'm very civic minded. I do a lot within the community, and it's important to me that we give back to the community that has given to us. So being able to bring some of the connections that both Doug and I have back to this community is important to me. And so the answer to the question of why Carrollton, it's something that Carrollton doesn't have. So we've got a lot of great performing arts opportunities in education. We have the Cultural Arts Center, we have the university, we have all the great programs that are within our schools, but we do not have a professional regional theater company in town. So with our connections over the last 30 years that we have all over the world and being able to bring those to Carrollton, to our community, to be able to have those offerings here through the 4 branches of the company, not just through production, but through those other 3 branches, I think it's going to be really special for our community. And it's exciting for me to be able to partner with Doug to be able to bring that home. And so that's the answer to why Carrollton.
We are, just a reminder for folks that are tuning in, we are live streaming currently on our WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook. And if you have any questions or comments for our guest, I'll be happy to read those out. We already have our first comments here. Catherine Lord Youngbauer. Kate Lord here, excited to learn more about the real here in our great community. Yes, why not now? Bravo, Patrick. Doug, what will the community impact be through this organization, via this organization?
Yeah. So when we sat down to really think about what it is that theater means to us and why a theater in a community, and by the way, I think it's really important what Patrick said about this being his home community, and that there's a special connection to it. It's not something that, of course, I don't live here, and Patrick does, and so being able to bring something right back into where he began this career is really important to us. As we started to think about what is it that we want to do with the theater, it's not just putting up shows. It's not just making sure that we bring actors together and have a space for them to create, but really what does it do to bring people together and create what we believe community to be, which is really sensibilities. It's the ability to have different points of view within the same space. It is the ability for people to grow and discover who they are and who their own inner communities and exterior communities are, and how we all connect together. That's what really good theater is to us. And so what is it going to bring to Carrollton? Well, my hope is it's going to enlighten not only me and Patrick about what this community loves and what they are committed to and what they're behind, but also what we can bring back into this community to say, hey, we see you, we hear you, we love you, and we also have other things that we want to offer back to you that maybe you don't see all the time, or maybe you have seen before, but we want to show in a different light. And so theater to us is really, again, it's about a discovery and connection. And those are the pillars of what it is that we're trying to bring back here. How are we going to discover some new material? How are we going to discover new people, new points of view, et cetera? And then how do we bring people together and cause really a conglomeration of points of view? Yes, it's based through the arts. Yes, it's based through a show or an educational program, or maybe we're going to bring somebody in and have a great talk with them about their experiences elsewhere. But really, what it is to revitalize, an inner community here in Carrollton, in the Carrollton area.
So the door is opened for the community. How can the community, in turn, engage with and support the Real Theater?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the first way that you can do is buy a ticket, come see an event. Whether it be a performance or whether it be a workshop or whether it be some type of a community engagement piece that we have, just come out and see it. If you're not interested in coming to see that particular piece, share it on your social media page. Help spread the word. Promote it within the community itself. Talk about it in a positive light and get people engaged in it. There's also sponsorship opportunities that are available. The company itself is a 501c3 not-for-profit company, so this company is not about making money. This company is about promoting, as Doug had said, the connectivity and the discovery within the community. And so it does take funding in order to bring these people into our community, and it takes funding in order to make it work, because it is not a community theater itself. It is a professional regional theater, and so we are paying everybody that works on these projects. So that is how you can get involved. You can either make donations to it, you can buy tickets to it, or you can simply help spread the word about it.
Time is at 8:40. We are talking with Patrick Yuran and Doug Chanselle-Hary about the launch of the Real Theater Company. But before we take our first commercial break, it would not be a December Community Voice episode without a random Christmas trivia cash giveaway question. For the following question, when you know the answer, visit this station's website or gradicommunications.com. Click on the random Christmas trivia banner, enter your name, email, phone, and your answer. One entry from the correct answers will be picked at random daily, and that contestant will win $100 cash. Please only enter once. The elves will know if you do otherwise. If you enter more than one time per day, your entry will be disqualified. The elves toss it out. But don't forget, on December 16th, one of our 12 daily winners, along with a 13th winner selected at random that morning, will have a chance to turn that $100 into $1,000 at a live remote at the AMP on Bradley Street in Carrollton. Doug, Patrick, you guys cannot answer. Do not answer, because you might know. For the question for today, Tuesday, December 5th, in L. Frank Baum's 1902 story, The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, he names 10 reindeer. What are they? And I'm looking at the answer, and I don't recognize any of those. We're going to take our first commercial break, but when we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Patrick Yuran and Doug Chanselle-Hary as we discuss the Real Theater. Stay with us.
The Entrepreneur Scholar Journey at Oak Mountain Academy is designed to provide students with a clearly defined curriculum-based track to acquire essential knowledge and skills for success in business and leadership. Critical areas include identifying entrepreneurial characteristics, selecting a value position, and business model development. I'm Patrick Yuran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us on the mountain. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us. Discover your journey at OMA. Prepare, explore, and achieve.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
And we're back to Community Voice. We are live streaming this morning on our WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook page. So if you have any questions or comments for our guests, feel free to type those in. I'd be happy to read them out. Our guests are the artistic directors for the Real Theater. We have Patrick Yuran and Doug Chanselle-Hary. Doug was kind enough to fly in this morning for the program, so we're very glad to have both he and Patrick on the show to discuss the Real Theater. Let's jump right back into it. So if we could, Doug, let's talk about the four branches. Patrick touched on that earlier, the four branches of the Real Theater and its direction. Could you speak a bit on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously when people think about a theater company, the first thing that they think about is shows, right? And the production side of what we do. And that is one of the four branches that we wanted to hit on. So the production company is first and foremost our first branch. The second branch is our professional guest artist series. We find it's really important, as I was talking about earlier about discovery and community and how to bring people together. We find that it's really important to bring folks in and be able to have a conversation with our community about what it's like to live in the arts, right? Whether that be as a performer, it could be as a director, a producer, it could be as a writer or a musician, etc. But we really find that it's important for us to connect by understanding and learning from other people's stories. And so we want to bring people into our community and have those conversations with us. The third branch is what we're calling our adult educational programming, okay? And that's what we're going to do is have twice a year right now, this coming year, twice a year, we're going to have some master classes that we offer in the community. Patrick, I think, will maybe talk a little bit more about that and what we're going to offer. But we feel, again, not only is it important to put on productions, bring people in for a conversation that connects, but then let's give people the opportunity to come in and see what their role within this is, their space within the learning community. And then our last pillar, our fourth pillar, is our writers workshop. Both Patrick and I have a long history of other experiences out in our professional theater lives where we've seen how bringing artists who are our writers for the theater to life is so important. Now, we just spent some time together this past summer in New York City, and we saw some fantastic shows. And when we sat down and thought, gosh, who are the best writers of today, right? We're seeing lots of great writers of our history, but who are the great theater writers of today? Only a few people really come to mind. And so what we wanted to do is say, look, what if we brought a space together, held space for writers all over our country maybe to come together, learn from one another, give them a space and an opportunity to workshop their works, and see if we can help, in the guise of the old, the old stalwart being like the Humana Festival up in Louisville, which just had so many great writers came out of it. What could we do in order to bring that community together and see if we can give them a space to really create and bring beautiful work together and put it forward? So those are our four pillars: the professional guest artist series, our adult educational programming, the production company, and the writers workshop.
Excellent. Yeah. John Patrick Shanley, let me throw that out there. Definitely one of one of the best writers working today on the stage. So why these four branches, Patrick?
Well, when Doug and I sat down this summer and had some conversations about putting the company together, one of the things that we were talking about would be what our passions are and what we enjoy about the theater and about the performing arts, and also what our experiences were. And in those conversations, we were talking about all the different people that we knew in the theater and the ones that we had worked with and what they're currently doing and where they are. We started making a list of all those individuals and realized that we have contacts with a lot of working professionals in the business. And so that brought about the idea of, well, why don't we try to bring those people to Carrollton and let's share their knowledge and their expertise and what their experience has been within the community. Well, that brought about the guest artist series. So let's bring those people in and share their story. We'll share their talents and we'll have them perform as they're talking about what their experience is and what their journey is and what their advice would be to any of the people in Carrollton who want to go into the business. So it can be a performance where they are entertaining with their talents, whether it be song or dance or performing, or it could be design, or it could be sharing their portfolio talent, or it could be media or special effects, or it could be management and arts, and it could be talking about how do you prepare your portfolio for arts management. It doesn't have to just be stage performance. It could be anything in the performing arts. And so that's how we came up with the guest artist series itself. And then we were talking about the fact that we both have an educational background and we have both taught at the K-12 level and also at the university level. And we both enjoy education. And we don't have an adult education program for the arts here in Carrollton. And so that became an obvious choice. And a lot of the working professionals that we know also teach workshops. And so that became an obvious choice as well. We'll do some intensive weekend workshops. And so that's how we came up about with the adult educational programming. And we're looking at that adult educational programming being age 16 and up. So it would count like juniors and seniors in high school as well, could join some of those workshops as well. And so that became an obvious branch for us as well. And then obviously, as he had said, you can't have a professional regional theater without a production company. And we both have a directing experience and we enjoy directing. And we enjoy directing all types of theater, not just musical theater, but also plays. And we also enjoy directing plays in such a way that allows it to be an intimate relationship with the audience. And so we enjoy looking at material that allows us to explore difficult subject matter and topics that are really relevant, and working with playwrights that deal with difficult topics. And so looking at trying to find an opportunity where we can hold space, where we can create a relationship with a piece of literature, if you will, and build a relationship with an audience with that through a specific production company. And then the writer's workshop. We've recently had a writer's strike. And as Doug had just kind of mentioned, it's time for us to be able to create that kind of space and that opportunity where we can bring that to Carrollton, because in Carrollton, we have a lot of writers in our area. I've got experience with writing. Doug has experience with writing, and looking at that creating that opportunity for the next level of writers to produce that next level of work is something that's exciting. And we have a lot of performing arts spaces in town. And so having an opportunity to bring that literature to Carrollton and create an opportunity for it to premiere on these stages here before it goes off to Atlanta stages or Broadway or somewhere else is an exciting opportunity for our community.
That actually, it's a question I meant to ask. I mean, is there a set venue, or is it something that might change, travel, depending?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so this is something that we were talking about, and the conversation continues. One of the things that is important to us is that we look at this professional theater company, regionally set here, being set within Carrollton, so that it is set within all of the spaces that we have in Carrollton. So we are not looking for it to live in one space in Carrollton. We're looking for it to be Carrollton's. And so it having an opportunity to travel throughout all the spaces that are in Carrollton, so it doesn't live in any one home. We want this to be Carrollton's theater.
Time is 8:50. We're going to go ahead and take our second commercial break. But when we come back, we will wrap up our conversation with artistic directors for the Real Theater, Patrick Yuran and Doug Chanselle-Hary. After we hear a word from our sponsors, Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy. Stay.
Oak Mountain Academy is an innovative school of academic excellence celebrating over 61 years. I'm Patrick Yuran, head of school, inviting you to join us on the mountain to see our mission and vision in action. Academic excellence, a faith-based environment, and dynamic opportunities are just a few of the reasons our families choose Oak Mountain Academy. Academic scholarships and tuition assistance are available. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us. Discover your journey at OMA. Prepare, explore, and achieve.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
And we're back to Community Voice. Time is 8:52 a.m. I'm your host, Josh Engel. Today we are discussing the Real Theater. The Real Theater. We have artistic directors Patrick Yuran and Doug Chanselle-Hary. If you're just tuning in, we are live streaming on our WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook page. So if you'd like to tune into that, have any questions or comments for our guest, feel free to hop in the chat and throw those in. If not, we'll hop right back into it. So we've covered a lot of ground. And of course, folks that are just tuning in, you can also check out the podcast of this episode, which will be uploaded to this station's website, as well as gradicommunications.com. But let's get to the meat of it, the 2024 season. The launch started today. Radio commercials for the Real Theater hit the airwaves this morning. Let's talk about the 2024 season.
Absolutely. 2024 season is an exciting season. The 2024 season can be found on the website for the theater. It's www.therealtheater.com. You can also find it on the Facebook page, The Real Theater, as well. And it's theater with an R-E. But we're going to open the 2024 season with a fundraising production of Love Letters featuring a lot of our community leaders. And so the Love Letters production will run March 1st through the 3rd at the train depot. And it will feature our very own Jay Gill and Meredith Warner, Bill Hernberg and Bunny Goddard, Joe Garrett and Terry Ducker, and our very own artistic director, Douglas Chanselle-Hary and Michelle Morgan, the first weekend of March. And then we're going to move into our guest artist series with Broadway star Cicely Daniels. She's most well known for being the first African-American Ursula in The Little Mermaid on Broadway. She's got over 8 Broadway shows to her name and 12 national tours. She will be here at the train depot on March the 23rd. What's great about that guest artist series is not only will she be here for that live event, but we will also live stream it through our website. So if you're not able to attend in person, you can log in and watch it through our website as well. And then we will move into a concert series with 2 Broadway stars that will be happening at the train depot April the 12th through the 14th. That will be with Jared and Lindsay Bradshaw. They will do 4 different concerts that weekend. They will open with popular Broadway hits. On Friday night, on Saturday for a matinee, they'll do Disney on Broadway. Saturday night, they'll do the golden age of the Hollywood movie musicals, and then they will close with a Saturday matinee of popular Broadway hits once again. And what they will do during that concert series is they will sing songs from their Broadway shows. She is known for playing Glinda the Good Witch on Broadway in Wicked, and he originated the role of Willy Wonka in Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory. And so they are phenomenal Broadway stars as well. And then we will go into our full-fledged production of Evita that we will do here in town in either September or October. And then we'll go into our educational series where Doug will come back to town and he will do a master class on acting in October. And then we will go back into another guest artist series. We're going to bring in actor Michael Vincent, who will come back in November, and we will do conversations with him and talk about his career. And that will also be live streamed through our website, but will also be a live event here in November. And then I will close out the year myself with doing a master class in December in directing, and that will close out our 2024 season. So it's going to be a busy, exciting year.
And I do got to remind folks, therealtheater.com, that's where you can get information about this lineup. I imagine it's also where you can be directed to buy tickets and to find out more information about the shows.
Yes, the website is live as of this morning. The website is live. You can go in and you can buy tickets for the show. You can read their bios. You can see information about all of them. There are videos that talk about the master classes that are on there. There are also videos that kind of introduce the website and the season to talk about the theater as well. So it's a fully live functioning website with tons of great information on it right now. www.therealtheater.com.
Perfect. Well, we only have about 4 minutes left. I do got to get a question in. I have 3 minutes left. Before we start our wrap up, I did got to ask the name. Where did that come from? The Real Theater.
Doug, why don't you take that one?
I hear real. I'm like real as opposed to you start. Yeah, lay it out to us.
Well, again, this was Patrick and I were sitting at a diner table in New York City. Over the summer, we were really putting everything down that we could about this theater. What did we want it to be? What did we want to, and what did it mean to us, etc. And we started to list out qualities. What is it? What are the qualities of a theater that we would love to have? Well, obviously, it's got to be a live theater. Okay, well, we wrote down live. It's artistic, so that's great. Artistic. And then we really thought, well, Patrick mentioned this earlier. We love productions that bring people close in. Not just, from a standpoint of like, do I understand this? Am I close to this material? But am I actually physically close? And what that meant to us was like stripping away all of the excess to make sure that we are connected to the material. That to us was raw. It was raw. What is that? Well, okay, that's very raw. Strip away everything. Like, let's just get to the point. And then we are very connected to the elements of theater. And what is the elemental pieces that we all need to come together, creating a community that actually puts these productions on, or holds these conversations, etc. Well, we started to think about raw and live and elemental and artistic and put them all together. Well, it fell off the page. REAL. Raw, elemental, artistic, live. And so we said, well, what better name than real?
Wraps all the way back to the teaser acronyms that were being put out by Patrick. We only have about a minute left. Take it away. Lead us out. Any final thoughts?
I would like to just thank everybody in our community for supporting this endeavor, because it has been a dream of both mine and Doug's to be able to do this kind of project, not only for ourselves, but also for the people that have helped us along the way in our journey, in our personal lives all over the world, so that we could give this back to the people and to the next generation, because this theater, we hope, will live long beyond each and every one of us, so that it can be a legacy not only for us, but for the communities that we live in and for the people that it will impact moving forward. So thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for supporting it. And thank you for being on this journey with us.
For more information or to make a donation to the not-for-profit, The Real Theater, you can go to therealtheater.com. Businesses can sponsor upcoming productions. You can find out more information and possibly even audition. Gentlemen, Patrick, Doug, thank you both for coming on to the show today. Doug, thank you for flying down for the program. And to everyone tuning in, we'll see you next time.